I got a question recently about time management. Time management and how to fit in exercise, all right? Now, I think most of the time when I do hear about time management, it's there's kind of two areas that you could make up and find time. Is not a finger. One area where you can find some time there is you may be wasting time into some different area. All right. So there could be some downtime where you're spaced out more. Maybe you should go to sleep sooner or wake up and be more productive, in the morning versus wasting a chunk of hours in the evening. You might have some time in there. So just double check some of that. Make sure there's not any extra time in there. The other one, that I see happen a bit is you're spending too much time on other people's stuff. It's like you need to handle your own business, not somebody else's business. And so I do see that one show up. It's usually the people who care. They care so much about others. They're always trying to serve, and they overserve to the point that they're not taking care of themselves. All right. So I would encourage you to look into that area also. Make sure you're not stumbling yourself up by overdoing on somebody else's stuff. The serenity prayer, is a really, really good one. So God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, which is like other people and getting involved with their stuff. The courage to change the things that I can, myself, my habits, this that you've given me, God, the courage to do that work, and then the wisdom to know the difference. Is to know what's in my wheelhouse, what I'm responsible for, and what somebody else is responsible for. All right, so make sure that I'm taking ownership of what I have responsibility over. And that's a huge one for time. But exercise doesn't have to take a ton of time. I think you need to be very active. It doesn't have to be exercise, but I think you should be active. If you have a job that requires lots of sitting, then your free time, you should really find a lot more active free time. Like you're going for bike rides, things like that. And you're not counting that as exercise. You're counting that as like fun, doing stuff, living a life. All right, so you're looking at some of those things. Go for a walk with friends. Instead of like going sitting and having coffee with a friend, go for a walk with a friend. All right, so instead of meeting up for a meal, go meet up for a hike. Integrate some of that stuff. That'll help you find some extra calories burned. And then really what you really need, the big thing is, if you spent even 30 minutes twice a week doing resistance training, you would notice some pretty decent benefits. Plus a little daily, 5-10 minutes of stretching could be huge. And if you were to do just that little bit consistently, you would have some benefits to your exercise program. Now in our program, we have 4 or 5 days a week that we're doing, but we're trying to go for a dramatic change in a shorter period of time. So really building momentum, really getting something going for somebody. And so the twice a week, and some of that stuff, it won't get a dramatic change, but over time, the benefits can be pretty big. All right, so it doesn't have to take everything you got. All right, again, half hour twice a week of resistance training on top of being an active liver, and at some daily stretching, 5 to 10 minutes, could be some breakthrough levels for you. All right, so hopefully that's helpful. Thanks for the question.